Welcome to the Flex Life 5, episode number 6.
6? Wow.
6, where we are talking about today
How to get started.
getting started.
Just start.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything, right?
Getting
Let's get
started getting started with saving and financial independence. So, how did you get started?
Well, I will say I came from what I consider a little bit disadvantaged background of not having parents who saved, or I told before, my dad believed in the company policy. Save, by working so many years you would get a pension, and then that was kind of taken away from him and my mom. But I'm like, I got to start saving. So I started when I was still in college. I went through LPN. I went through paramedic. I went through LPN. I went through RN school. Put myself through a bachelor's degree. Now, not just me. I had the help of my husband, who did everything he could to help me get through, but got through my bachelor's degree, and then I got through graduate school to get my anesthesia. And as I worked and put myself through each stage before Bill and I got married, and then after, I allocated. And when I got my first apartment, what I did was I was delivering pizzas, and I also worked at a restaurant, as it was tip-based. And so, like, if my rent, I needed $11 a day at the time, because it has been a few years since I was 19, 21, and working my way through college and that sort of thing, I would put the $11 worth of tips in a bank bag and hide it above my stove or wherever your place is in your house.
I know someone who uses the envelope system.
Well, it wasn't really an envelope system. It was just set it aside, and then at the end of the month, I already had my rent accounted for. So if you can put money away, even if it's a small amount, you say $11 a day in tips. That was a lot of money for me then. And sometimes, I might not make $35 to, a good night was $100 back then. $80 or almost $100 of driving all night or working in a restaurant for a whole shift. But just put money away where you don't have access to it.
Yeah, don't freeze your assets. That doesn't work.
No. Just put some money away every time you get paid, every time whether it's nightly, daily, that sort of thing, a little bit goes a long way and adds up over time.
These days, it's usually not just by cash. So take the opportunity to set up a account somewhere.
Automatic savings.
Yeah, automatically, and put that into, I would say, something like a high yield savings account.
So you'll see the abbreviation HYSA. And right now, it fluctuates. The market's really, really good, or interest rates are really, really low on housing and that sort of thing. Then those high yield savings accounts go down. But right now, high yield savings account, you can get 4%. So that 4% all year long, like if you've got a big bill coming up once a year, maybe your taxes or life insurance policy or something big, you can just put a little bit away each month and save up for that, and your money can make money.
No, that's what we like. Yeah. We like to see money making money.
Exactly. How did you get started saving when you first started out, John?
So, this is a bad example. Don't do this. But the first time that I ever learned about investing, now this is, like I said, bad example, but I put my money when I was in high school into a mutual fund. Great idea. But I then took out the entire mutual fund and paid for my brother and I to go to Cancun when I graduated high school, and he graduated college.
You paid for your brother when he got out of college?
Yeah, we both went to Cancun. I don't remember a lot of the trip, though.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you kudos for saving up for it.
I did. All the money was gone.
Yeah, but you didn't put it on a credit card. You could have done.
Well, I graduated high school. I don't think I could have gotten a credit card if I wanted to. But that's what I did.
I won't say that Bill and I have never taken out of a retirement account, because we have. And what John's saying, once you get that savings started, don't dip into it. If it's for retirement, it's for retirement. If it's for a trip to Cancun, then use it for Cancun, but save for it.
But in the future, I would recommend keeping an emergency fund, keep as much as you can in the mutual funds or whatever your savings is, and then invest it and keep it growing, because you're gonna need it, and you're gonna need it in retirement. So
two quick examples. Bill says I like to mentor people, and he's right. I mentor different people all the time, and the reason I got into learning more about financial independence was
that's the whole reason we're doing this.
Right, is mentoring people by the masses, hopefully. Is my two examples. My son is in his 20s, and I'm like, son, you're leaving money on the table. You're not. Do they have a 401k? Oh, let me check, Mom. Okay, do we have a 401k? Yes, we have a 401k. Do they put a match in? Yeah, they put a match in. So if you're not putting into your 401k, you're leaving money that you could be getting paid and could be growing for you. So if you will put in the minimum match, 3%, 5%, 6%, so that your company will either match dollar for dollar, or maybe if you put in 6, they'll put in 3. You think about 9% in his 20s, or maybe he puts in 5 and they put in 2.
Right.
That's 7% of his income in his 20s, and he will never miss the 5% because it's coming out pre-tax. And so when he turns, any age in the future, he's like, the other day he was like, Mom, I've already got $1,000 in there. That's $1,000 when he's in his 20s. So that's amazing because he started saving and he can watch it grow. So what Ramit Sethi recommends is increase that by 1% a year. You'll never miss it. And you
gotta forget about it, though.
Yeah, just put it away. Forget it.
You can't start counting on that being there as, oh, well, if there's an emergency. There's always going to be an emergency that comes up. So you have to have an emergency fund, too. So
great recommendation, because if you increase it 1% every year and you don't take it out, then it's going to be there when you need it when you're older. And so he is getting started in his 20s and starting to save and get debt free and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't have major debt, but every dollar that you're not putting in, let's say a car payment or on a credit card payment, because he doesn't have any credit cards, that's money you could be saving and putting away and not have to work as long in whatever job, even if you love it.
Who's the guy on Shark Tank that always says, I like my money to bring back friends?
Yes, exactly. Oh, I love him.
Yeah, the bald guy. He always says, I want my money to bring back friends.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to teach here. But an example of starting later is my brother passed away when I was in my early 40s, and he was in his late 50s. And I wanted to learn about financial independence because I needed to give my sister-in-law advice. She's from Burma, or Myanmar now is it's named, and I thought I need to do right by her because she needs some kind of resource. So started learning about financial independence. 1 year, 10 cents. I told you that story already. She put her money away. It was over $30,000 that was left over from a life insurance policy that she got as on her life insurance. It was like offered free by the company.
Oh, okay.
You got to sign up for all that. If you don't fill out the paperwork, your beneficiary doesn't get it. But I didn't even know she had taken out a policy for her spouse that was provided, pretty cheap by her employer.
Fortunate.
Very fortunate. And she had a car loan for 25% interest.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because my brother didn't know about money. And so I needed to kind of mentor her, and I didn't want to steer her wrong. But after that year, so in 2014, she started investing middle of the year. She's been investing for, when I took her...
Just over 10 and a half years.
Yeah, 10 and a half years. She's up to $250,000. Just putting money away.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but I also know that she doesn't live on a lot, so...
She doesn't make $20 an hour. So, my thing is, last podcast, yesterday, whenever it was we did it, what's the average saving?
$165,000.
Not the average, the median. The median. Let me clarify. But that's way over that, and she started at age 54. She's now 65. And that's a lot of money for such a short amount of time. Now you might say she was lucky this was a bull market. She's lucky she had $30,000 to start with, but she started.
Right.
And she took every recommendation that me and her financial planner and some other very important people who poured into her investment life. and she took it and she started. So just get started.
And
Get
knowing
started
her,
if you're
she'll
54.
try and live on Social Security, and she'll let that grow for a little bit.
She did. And one year, she was investing 51% of what she made.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, very. And she was getting a widow's benefit from Social Security, and she had to keep her income down. But you said she'll probably live on Social Security. She called me, and she got paid weekly through HMS Host at O'Hare Airport. And she's like, I only make $140 a week. And she was living on it.
Oh my goodness.
140, and I'm like, no. You're supposed to take the Social Security money too of $1,000, just over $1,000, and live on that too. I just been living on 150.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But she's great with money. She saves it. But another way is don't increase your lifestyle.
Right. So as we make a little bit more, we tend to, let our lifestyle creep up a little bit. So if we can. Right now, if we could put away 5 or 10%, and then every year as our income tends to go up a little bit, I think most people either get a raise or a little bit of inflation kicks in, or change jobs. If we could continue to put away what we were putting away and any of that extra increase over the years, then that's going to amount to a significant increase over the period of years.
So we have a saying in our immediate family of woohoo.
Woohoo!
Don't go woohoo. So don't take your money and just, it goes everywhere and go woohoo. I'm going to take the big vacation. I'm not saying don't take the big vacation, but save up for it and plan for it, and just don't take that extra money and go woohoo, because sometimes it isn't woohoo.
Woohoo. It's more like woohoo.
I don't even want to tell you where that statement came from.
Oh, no.
My son went into a Kmart bathroom when he was very young. And he goes, Mom. I'm like, son, did you go to the restroom? He was around Elizabeth's age. And he goes, no, Mom. No, I didn't go to the bathroom. I'm like, why didn't you go to the bathroom? And he goes, Mom, somebody went in there and went, woohoo.
Oh. Oh, goodness.
And it was not a pretty sight. Let me just put it to you that way. And Jesse had a very graphic description of how they went with woohoo.
Woohoo. All right. Well.
Come on, you have an 8-year-old. You know what that's like.
I do. Yes.
Sometimes they describe stuff and you're just like, what?
That's a little much. All right.
Don't go woohoo.
So.
And if you do, take Lamodal.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, on that note.
How did you start saving? How can you start saving? That's what we're asking. What did you use to get started?
When did you get started? If you haven't gotten started, when are you going to get started?
What is your savings wins? What is your savings plan? And we just want you to think about it. And
how much time do you have?
Yeah. If you didn't start till 35.
Put it in the comments below.
If you didn't start till 35 and now you're 75, what?
When should I get started?
You should have already started.
Oh, no. Oops.
Oh, well. You can
Maybe next year.
You can start today.
Today?
Today.
No, I can't start today.
Okay. You can start Monday. Is that when a diet starts, every Monday?
Oh, it's always tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow.
Like and subscribe to us and let us know how you're saving, or what do you plan on saving, or what's your saving strategy. We want to hear all the things that have worked for you.
Like and subscribe.
Talk to you later.
We'll see you next time.
Flex Life. Bye.